Now I'm moving to the endocrine system. It's the block 3.1. So endocrine system, you know that the endocrine glands, first the pituitary gland. Pituitary gland, like this picture only you will be getting in the pituitary gland. So this pituitary glands, this is the anterior pituitary, this one is the posterior pituitary. The staining property only we can see in the anterior pituitary. We can see the chromophobe chromophil cell. Let us see the big magnified picture. This kind of picture you will be getting, this kind of picture. So outer capsule is there, inside parenchyma is there. It is the pituitary gland, mainly anterior pituitary. How we can recognize? We are seeing here acidophilic and basophilic cell. You see here, these the light pink color cell. Can you see? These are the light pink color cell, light pink color. And few we are seeing the very dark violet color. Violet color, they are fully occupied by the violet color cells we are seeing. These dark violet color cells are the basophilic cells and these light color cells are the acidophilic cell. Never forget from the endocrine, of course you will be getting something. So these, the light color cells are the acidophilic cell and these the dark violet color cells, these are the basophilic cells. So these identification you have to need. So if you are getting like this slide, so identification is what? This is the histology structure of a pituitary gland. Now, what the identification points? The light staining acidophilic cells are there, and this the dark violet staining basophilic cells are there. So these one actually anterior pituitary. So one identification is enough for you. So this is the picture you are seeing. These are the pink color one acidophilic, these the violet color one the basophilic, but you will be getting like this picture. This is for your understanding. Now I'm going to the thyroid gland. Thyroid gland histological structure, what? Same like this. Outer capsule, inside parenchyma. Parenchyma is having thyroid follicles. So these all the round structure called the thyroid follicles. And the inside the septum are there. So outer capsule and septum and divide the gland into the different compartments. Compartments contain the thyroid follicle. So identification feature is what? First identification feature of thyroid gland is the thyroid follicles is there. So let us see. This kind of picture you will be getting. So this is what? This is the thyroid follicle. And this thyroid follicle on its side, the cells are there. These are the follicular cell. So this is the one follicle. This is another follicle. This is another follicle. This is another follicle. In between the follicles, we are seeing few the group of cells. So this is the follicle. Around the follicle, the cells called the follicular cell. In between the follicles, 2 or 3 follicles, here is a group of cells called the parafollicular cells. And this inside the follicle, the liquid is there. Its name is the colloid. So identification is what? This is the tissue of thyroid gland. How you can recognize? Thyroid follicles is there. This is first line. Second line is follicle is lined by the follicular cell. This is the simple cuboidal epithelial cell, follicular cell. In between the follicles, parafollicular cells are there. Inside the lumen of the follicle, colloid is there. C-O-L-L-O-I-D, colloid. So this is the histological structure of thyroid gland. Very, very important because thyroid gland has a lot of applied anatomy. So this is for your understanding. This is the thyroid follicle. These are the follicular cell. These are the parafollicular cells. And this inside lumen is contained on the not liquid. It is the a little bit sticky structure. Its name is the colloid. So thyroid gland, along with thyroid gland, here the tissue is showing the parathyroid gland. Parathyroid gland has only this the oxyphil cell and the basophil cell. So thyroid gland is very applied anatomy a lot. and this is the pancreas. How can you recognize the pancreas? Histological structure of pancreas is very, very important. Why? A lot of diabetic patients are there throughout the world. So we of course should know. So you see, this is the histological structure, histological section of a thyroid gland. Outer capsule is there. From the capsule send the septum and divide into different lobes and lobules. Each lobes contain exocrine part and endocrine part. So all these are the same color one we are seeing. These are the exocrine acini. Exocrine part composed of the exocrine pancreatic acini, and these are the endocrine part, islets of Langerhans. Now exocrine acini has pyramidal cells contain the pancreatic enzymes, and these endocrine gland contain the alpha cell, beta cell, pancreatic polypeptide secreting cell, PP cell, delta cell, alpha cell and beta cell. Alpha cell secrete glucagon, beta cell secrete insulin. So very simple to write this histological structure. It is the tissue of the pancreas. It has the outer capsule. From the capsule send the septum inside and divide the pancreas into different lobes and lobules. Inside the lobes, the content is exocrine part and endocrine part. Exocrine part is what? Pancreatic acinus and duct. Exocrine part equal to pancreatic acinus and duct. Pancreatic acinus secrete the pancreatic enzyme, and this endocrine part, it is scattered between the exocrine part, and it called the islets of Langerhans. It contain the alpha cell that secrete glucagon, beta cell that secrete insulin, and besides these two cells, it has alpha PP cell and delta cell also. So this is the big structure of the pancreatic islets of Langerhans. Never forget, thyroid disease are more, pancreatic disease are more, liver disease are more. Of course, we like to ask you the histology of these things. So you have to do a good study on that. So identification point is what? Gland is covered with the capsule. This is the pancreas one, divided into septum containing the blood vessels, exocrine duct, surrounded by the fenestrated capillaries. Each lobe has dark staining exocrine acinus and ducts, and light staining endocrine islets of Langerhans. Endocrine cells, islets of Langerhans, contain alpha, beta, delta, PP cell surrounded by the fenestrated capillary. These are the identification points of the pancreas. Now this adrenal gland. This is the histological structure of the adrenal gland. It composed of this capsule. You are seeing this, the capsule. That means the outer connective tissue capsule is there. On this connective tissue capsule, it also will send septum and divide the gland into different compartments. And inside outer capsule and inside the whole area is called the parenchyma, adrenal glands parenchyma. This parenchyma is having the cortex until this cortex, adrenal cortex, and this the dark stain one. This is the adrenal medulla. So adrenal cortex contains this outer until this layer is called the zona glomerulosa. This layer is the zona fasciculata, and this part is the zona reticularis. So zona glomerulosa, zona fasciculata, zona reticularis, and this adrenal medulla is there. And this adrenal medulla contain the chromaffin cells. So if you are getting this one, so identification is what? It is the histological section of adrenal gland. Identification point, first point is the outer capsule inside the parenchyma. Second point, parenchyma contains outer cortex and inner medulla. Adrenal cortex and